that before I said that,
Okay,
and
so
you
so
are
let me
correct.
help you. Let me help you because I got it all written here.
Right.
Courtney and your daughter had only been dating about a year when your daughter passed, because the post about no what do you do when you meet somebody with herpes was in 2019 in June. Your daughter passed in
Oh, okay.
2020 in June.
I'm
So my
pulling that post out.
my question for you is, when did she want to come home and was denied?
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I pulled the post out because you said it was in 2019.
Yeah, me and you only started
Okay,
in 2019.
maybe I told you 2019. I might have said that. Might oh yeah. Oh no, I couldn't have. Because right here at the top, and let me turn my camera on to show you.
I'm sorry, 2018.
Okay, yes, that okay. Because that's what it says on this paper, so I ain't got to turn my camera on. But that's what it says, February 2018. That's what I got written on here.
Okay,
Because, the
so
date, when you copy stuff, dates fade, and there's no date, so I had to write it.
my
So,
question is, when did she ask to come home?
she, to me, I believe I gotta say this, and yeah, I've said I'm not gonna talk bad about my daughter multiple times, the person that said in the comments, but I kind of got to, even though I don't want to defend myself. It was before she got herpes, and I know it was, and I don't remember a lot, but I
Okay, so
remember
if it
that.
was before she got herpes, then it's impossible she asked you to come home with Courtney. So my question is,
Well,
why was
she
she
had
not
to ask
allowed?
me. She had to ask me. Okay, Courtney posted this in 2018. So in 2019, she had to ask me could she come home with Courtney.
Okay, but you just told me she asked you could she come home before she had herpes.
Well, maybe she didn't tell me exactly when she got them, but I know this is what happened. I'm not lying. Maybe.
Lisa, I thought that you said you found out via Facebook.
Okay, can I explain myself, please?
Yes, go
I know
ahead.
everybody's looking like I'm lying, and I'm not.
We just
It's
Maybe.
want to
not
make
it's
sure
not that
that
I
you're
think you're
understanding.
lying.
Okay, that's
It's
why I want
not
to
that I
explain
think you're
myself. I
lying.
feel
But
like
what I
I'm
think
defending
is,
myself, but
no, 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 no. Hold
for my
on.
daughter.
Because you got to calm down. That's
Well,
why.
it's for my daughter,
I'm
so
not telling you that I think you're lying. What I'm telling you is, if we're
I
not
know you're
clear,
not. Nobody
let me
is, but
finish.
that's just what I
If
feel.
we're not clear on how we lay this down on this beaten path, what will happen is, once we get down halfway, they'll start to call into question things that were said back this
Right.
way.
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
just want us to be clear. When did she ask you to come home? That's
It
the question
was.
that I'm asking, and I'm
It
not
was
getting an answer.
before she told me. Wait, wait. It might. Okay. Oh my God, my head.
Thank you, Voice of Reason.
Just let me think a second, cause I want to get it right. It might not have been
You
before,
saying Courtney is here?
because that might be another story. Because there's more to the story of her telling me. So it might not have been before. So I'm not gonna. Don't quote me that it was before. I don't know. It
Okay,
might not
but
have
what
been.
she
My
wanted was
memory
to
is
come home
terrible.
with Courtney.
Yes, yes. She wanted to. My husband's not here. My husband's the one that corrects me all the time.
And the reason
And
that you said no was because you didn't want Courtney at your house.
I knew Courtney was abusing my daughter. I
Okay.
I got other children. I didn't know Courtney like that. I never really talked to her. I know Courtney stole her ID, would destroy stuff. I didn't want that in my house. And then on top of that, Courtney says it's because they were the same sex. That's not true. Aaliyah told me, and I remember exactly when she told me that she was like the
Well,
same.
that can't be true because you said that Aaliyah was coming home to be with somebody named Mino, and you like Mino.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm saying I'm fine. But Courtney, how she lies so much, and like she said, Aaliyah doesn't love me, and she twists all kinds of stuff around. Like she said, my husband touched Aaliyah and all this. A lot of it is lies. And you will see when you see the interview. I ain't really got to say nothing. But I forget what I was saying. I'm upset. What was I talking about, please?
Y'all, there's no Courtney here. I don't know what y'all talking about. Courtney is not here.
She might be watching. Because she's got me on notifications. And she will report anything. I went on somebody else's live today. Wasn't doing nothing wrong. She reported their live.
Okay.
Miss Denise, just
Yes,
quickly.
ma'am.
Can we get back to the question? The question
Yeah, I'm
is,
trying to. I forgot. That's why I'm asking.
I know,
If
I
you
understand.
please
Just take
remind
a
me what I'm
breath.
saying.
I'm with you. Let's take a breath. Because I understand it's very overwhelming and it's a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The question is, when did Aaliyah
Oh,
ask to come back home?
okay. I remember now. Okay. I don't remember the exact time, but I know she was with Courtney because she asked to come home with Courtney, and I told her no. I said you can come, but she cannot come. And Aaliyah did not want to come because Courtney couldn't come. And I even told me and my husband have talked about it. We're like, we should have let Courtney come with her. And they were like, I'm like, no, because the way Aaliyah would have left with Courtney because she loved her.
Like when that was? Around what time? What year? What month?
I want to say maybe 2019 because she was with Courtney. She was with her.
A time before her being with Courtney that she asked to come back home.
No, ma'am.
Where was she this whole time before? She was in Houston?
Yes.
You played
And
a
you were in
recording.
Michigan. So when did you move from Michigan to Houston?
When she was 18. Well, she was almost 18. No, I don't. I mean, I'm not good at math. If somebody could do the math,
Well,
I
she was
don't. I know I've
18.
lived here
That
about 10
is
plus years.
2019, 18, 17, 2016.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, and she
Okay,
didn't want to come back.
the recording that you played, they're asking me when was that recording from because she asked to come home in the recording.
Oh, that recording was December 6th of 2019.
Is that when she asked to come home and you said no because of
No, I didn't. I spoke to her because that phone call was at 2:38 in the morning. I was sleeping, so I didn't get the message that voice clipping until the next morning. I
right?
talked to my daughter, and so when people get sleep and rest, they feel better. She felt better. I called her immediately. What's going on? I was worried. She felt better. She wanted to stay and work it out. I couldn't. What am I gonna kidnap her and hold her hostage? She's grown.
No, I get it.
What was I gonna do? She wanted to stay and work it out.
Your husband that was against her coming back home?
No, my husband wanted her here. She looked at my husband like a father because she would call my husband before me and ask my husband to send her money. She would call and just talk to him. My husband, you can talk to him if you
She
want.
ever accused him of
My
saying
my my husband started saying grand risings. He wouldn't say good morning because he'd be like, "Who are you mourning?" Aaliyah. She started just before she passed away. She wanted to change and come home, and she started like talking different. She started telling us grand risings instead of good morning. So, but no, I wanted her to come home. I always wanted her to come home. But I wasn't going to have Courtney in my house. No. I wasn't going to have an abuser. I mean, I would have hurt her if she would have did something to my daughter, if she would have abused my daughter in my house. No, it don't mean it, I guess, but it sounds the same. Morning and morning. Sounds the same. A lot of words sound the same.
AJ, can I talk? Okay, as I stated to you, Denise, before you went off on me, I said, as a parent, we all do wrong things, right? We all do wrong things. Sometimes it costs us a little, sometimes it costs us a lot. But what we don't get to do is blame others. So that's all I have been trying to tell you. Forgive yourself so that you can truly heal. But going on this app, continuing to find people to share your story, tell them to dig, they dig, and then it doesn't appear well in your behalf as a mother, right? Then you turn instead of just saying, you know what, let me do the work. Let me do the work. Children don't come with a manual. I was trying to live my life. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot going on. We all have our faults as far as being parents. You just need to heal. But when you go and you attack the people who feel like they're trying to help you and dig to the bottom, you're gonna have this same reaction every time. And that's why I came up here like, well, I wasn't even gonna address, I was gonna tell AJ, like, don't add yourself to the list of people privately. Okay, we all agree that I had agreed to do this privately with you, AJ, right? Because I didn't want to trigger this lady. But what I'm saying is, when you keep going off on people because they dig, and then it has something to do with her, you got to do the whole makeup of Aaliyah's life. And there's some things that you didn't do right. And instead of saying, oh, well, Aaliyah had herpes, Aaliyah was playing with a toy that led to a man, all of that means nothing. All you got to do now is do the work and heal. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. We all fall short in parenting. We do. You find me one perfect parent. His name is God. That is it. That's it. That's all. And then we blame him every day on things that we don't feel like he did right. So come on. So you're going to keep getting this same energy as you keep trying to blame everyone but you. Okay? So you have to understand, Aaliyah had a challenging life, a very challenging life. You was her mother. That doesn't negate the fact that you love her. We just be in the midst sometimes. We just be, you know what I'm saying? We don't realize it till later on. Some of us are blessed that our children get a chance to get grown and tell us, Mom, you messed up here. Mom, you exposed me to this. Mom, you know what I'm saying? You let me go through this. You didn't get a chance. You and Aaliyah didn't get a chance to finish it that way, where she could tell you, Mom, this happened. I wish you was for me here, there, and the third. But baby, don't live with your whole life pointing the finger at others. Go ahead and do the work and forgive yourself so that you can love and get her memory out there properly. Properly. Have her legacy and her memory done properly. And that's what needs to happen with you, Denise. No more digging up the case to see if Courtney did it, the pimp did it, the whoever did it. All of that right now ain't gonna bring her back. You got to get you some peace in your mind. And the peace that you need is to forgive yourself. The record is saying you can come out and say you was drugging and prostituting and doing everything instead of raising Aaliyah. And guess what I'll say? God bless you, mother. God bless you, sister. We don't all do it right. I won't judge you, but when you sit out here pointing the finger at everybody else, that makes the fingers point back at you. Go ahead and say what you got to say. It is what it is. Say another failed child, man. We all be failing these kids in one way or another. And here's the thing. When they get grown, they fail us too. They fail us too. So we all, I won't judge you as a mother as long as you don't sit up here and judge others. It makes no sense. This is a triggering story for me. My sister offed herself 35 years ago, and I think about it every single day. But guess what? I'm not gonna play the blame game. The person who I think helped did that. I literally told my mom. I said, guess what? She'll walk the same path we walk. I promise you. And guess what? It took a while, but she did. She had to go visit the cemetery just like we did. She got mental problems right now like we did. So whoever harmed Aaliyah, whoever really did take her out, see, you got to put that focus on making sure they get what's coming to them in the spiritual realm. Because you trying to do it on TikTok ain't shit compared to what can happen to that person in the spiritual realm. Forgive yourself so you can get your child justice in the spiritual realm.
Say God will put something on your washing powder and bleach won't take off.
And Ajax either.
Miss Denise, what you think?
Yeah. I don't know. I turned my volume down.
She wasn't listening.
Nope. No, and I'm sorry. Because she already enraged me, and a lot she is saying is lies. And I mean, I'm defending myself right now, but I can back up everything I say. And go look
Leave
at
it alone, Key. Just leave it alone, Key. Just let it be.
Done. I
Yeah,
promise. Yeah, I'm
just let it
done.
be.
go look at the 3-hour interview. The only thing I have to say about that is at the end when I'm allowed to come on, because she kept putting me time out in the comments. When Courtney was talking, I couldn't defend myself. She was putting me in timeout. She didn't let me come on the interview and talk until the end. And I came on at the end, and I did say that I didn't think Courtney had nothing to do with it. I apologized to her, whatever. And I did that because, let me explain.
What?
I did that because, okay, people, I did that because all the evidence I got was from text message or Facebook messaging her, texting her, calling her unalive her. I sent her a picture of my daughter hanging and said, "This is what you did to the love of your life." I got her to angry. She texted me back a lot, where she put her foot in her mouth. That's how I got all my evidence. So I figure, let me do it again and see what she's telling me. Because on there, she was telling the interview.
Are you talking about all those messages that you read to me and I asked you where
Yes,
they came
ma'am.
from? Hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on. Are you talking about all those messages that you read to me and I asked you where they came from and you kept telling me, "Oh, I don't know where this one came from, but this is what it said."
Oh, no,
And I don't know.
No,
You gotta not cut me off.
I'm saying the messages from
You have
Courtney.
got to not cut me off. I asked you, where did I was trying to keep track of what message was from who to who, these things. You stated to me that you didn't know who the messages were from. You said one of them was from Blue, another female friend, and then the rest of them you was telling me that you didn't know where they came from. People just was sending you a lot of stuff. Now I'm hearing that apparently they were from your poking who you thought was the person that did it, and their response to you is what you were reading to me and leaving out what happened. I can't. Is she hit save, Denise?
Okay, now what it was okay, the messages that were reading you, the messages I had were Aaliyah's. I have Lachey. I have,
Your daughter?
yes. I
That's
have,
impossible. You told me you couldn't
No.
get into her phone.
no, Facebook. And then her friends were sending me stuff thinking they was helping me. Some of her, she did have a couple of real friends that sent me stuff that was showing me, like they all knew about the abuse. They was telling me about that. Now the messages from that are Chris Brown, Courtney, or Chris Breezy. Now those are the ex-girlfriend. She's the one. Those messages are from, when I poked at her. and got
But
her.
when I asked you and you were reading those messages to me yesterday, you told me that you had no idea where they came from. A lot
Exactly,
of people,
because some of the I told you some of them. No, I read to you the names of the messages of the people, and if it didn't, you said who sent it to you, and like who sent me this evidence, the screenshot of this, because they didn't send it to me. They was talking to Tom and Jill were talking, say, but somebody else, somebody like Sarah sent me the message, but I don't know
okay,
that Sarah sent it
okay,
because I
Ms.
don't
Denise,
remember.
I need you to hear me and hear me well. I want to get to the bottom of this with you.
Well,
But
if you want, you can
you
have my
have to
very
wait,
first cell
and you
phone and
can't
look at
hear
all
me
the
if you're
messages.
responding. You can't hear me if you're responding while I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to get to the bottom of this with you. I want the people to understand that we genuinely believe that your daughter was taken from you and not by her own doing. Okay. But this is what Kiana is talking about by coming and giving me pieces and not giving me all. Because Kiana understands that I deal in logic. And the minute that I find out that you are manipulating the story to make it fit what you want it to be and not what it actually is, I get upset. And then you decide that you hate me. See,
Right.
this is what she's trying to avoid, that thing, okay? And now that thing is happening. Because yesterday you told me that the Gmail that she gave you, she changed the password to.
Yes.
You told me that she changed your baby Facebook page to a memorial page and you don't even have access to that page anymore. So how you would have the messages, I'm still confused about. Yesterday, I
Because
asked you, wait a minute, very clearly where the messages came from. And you told me a lot of people were sending you a lot of things. You never said that you reached out to this Courtney girl and poked and pushed and blamed on her what happened to your child. And these are the messages that you're now reading me without reading your part. Because I also want to be clear that you only read what Courtney said. You did not tell me that these were messages because you were poking at this young lady saying that she did this to your child. These are things that have to be said in order for us to even have the correct conversation. This is how people end up cussing every name you gave us involved the fuck out. And the truth is, you came with 25% of what actually went down. You can't do that to me. I don't have a problem with us listening to the interviews and doing all the things, but you can't do that to me. You can't bring me half truths and then have me investigating and pushing my people to look into it and see the different things if you ain't bringing me what the truth really is. Do you understand that? You gotta press save.
I am bringing you the truth. I'm sorry if we're having a misunderstanding, but I am bringing you the entire truth. And I might not speak very well, which I know I don't. I have a 10th grade education, and I know it's no excuse that I smoke cigarettes and weed, but I was told it kills your brain cells, and I've done that for years. I know it's no excuse, but I'm also disabled. Back my brainstem is shrinking. I talk like I'm drunk. I walk like I'm drunk. I slur my words. You can even ask my husband. I say some things and it's like, he'd be like, huh? Or I'll say something and it makes me mad. He don't understand what I'm saying. And it'd be like, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I get mad. So I'm sorry if I'm not real good with the words. But I am telling you the truth. And now I would like to explain with the text message or with their text messages and messages and even voice clippings I got. But I would like to explain with the messages. Now, when I read to you Chris Brown, Courtney messages, those I did say stuff sometimes. Not all the times, because sometimes she did just leave me stuff. But the majority of the time, it was me basically antagonizing her, because that is the antagonizing her, because I sent her a picture of Aaliyah and said that's what you do to the love of your life. But it made her angry, and I felt like it was getting her angry, and she was putting her foot in her mouth. Because that's what I did. And that's how I got what I got. But the other messages and stuff I have from Aaliyah. Now I have a Facebook, me and Aaliyah talk a messenger. I could send you that. I could send you that. That's where I got a lot of Aaliyah's talkings. Some of her other talkings, Aaliyah had a lot of friends. A lot of friends. Aaliyah was friendly with everybody. Everybody she met was off the internet too. But I can name so many, and I can show you so many people that Aaliyah considered as friends. But anyways, I forget what I was saying because I'm getting upset.
You said you sent a picture to Courtney of your daughter unalived.
Yes, and told her that's what she did to the love of her life. That's what I was talking
Did
about.
you know for sure she had anything to do with that, or is it just because she was one of the last people that was with your daughter?
Okay, can I explain? For one, I didn't have a relationship with Courtney. I didn't even know Courtney.
So then how would you know that she had anything to do with the unaliving of your daughter?
Because everything that I have, Courtney has tortured me about this for 5 years. She has told me the world is better off with my daughter gone. She has told me my daughter is deceased than a doornail. She would tell me I didn't love my daughter. She left a message. Okay, her name is Courtney. She uses the name Chris Brown, and then she uses the name Court Breezy. She made up a silhouette face on Facebook with the name Court Breezy, so I would know it was her. And she said, and you would only tell your lover this. Aaliyah told her that I accused her of touching her sister. She said it was true. She told me. And it was not true. I took my daughter, Amani, it's called the SAR Center. As soon as they walked upstairs, they walked right back down. So it was not true. I took my daughter and got her, I hated accusing my other daughter. I didn't come out and tell her. I had to say something. But.
Oh, okay. Listen, first of all, you got to understand that Courtney loved your daughter too. So
yes, I do know that. I don't
so sending a photo like that is absolutely ridiculous.
Can I tell you some more? Courtney has said awful things.
Let me say one thing.
Wait a minute, please. He's talking to you. No, I'm about to turn my volume down.
Wait, I'm also not.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not done yet. I'm sorry. My daughter is right here. I can't talk for long. Here's my thing. And I want you to be honest and very direct, because you were honest and very direct about these allegations towards your other daughter. Did Aaliyah ever raise allegations against your husband? Yes or no?
Yes. I don't know.
Ever take Aaliyah to the doctor?
I didn't have to. Because, let me explain why I did not have to, otherwise I would have. The reason why I did not have to, because it's like, the way I found out that she said he did something, because she did not come and tell me. The way I found out, because I didn't know, here comes CPS. And whenever CPS gets an allegation like that, they have to investigate. They talked to her. And I never heard from them again. And
Can you take your baby down there and accuse Leah of doing it?
That's my point.
Because I know as a child, Aaliyah was molested, and I heard reading about stuff. I'm sorry for using that word, but reading stuff about that, it says that when that has happened to someone, they are more likely to do it. So I'm just going off the statistics. I would want to believe my daughter wouldn't do nothing like that, and I'd be so hurt.
But if
I wouldn't even want to tell her because she's my daughter.
Accused the dad of SA, why wouldn't you immediately think it was happening by the dad again? To
Correct.
the
If she's already a victim.
Because CPS talked to her and seen that it was not true. And if you know her history.
Hold on. You just said that you believe that you've heard and you understand that if it happens to one, then
If it happens,
then it's possible that Aaliyah touched your small daughter because it happened to Aaliyah.
Right. That's what
You're
read
hold
about.
on.
Yes.
So you're telling me that you understand that he did do that to Aaliyah.
No, I'm not saying I understand he did do that.
Hold
No,
on. The
I'm saying
only
he
way
did
for you to
not.
believe that Aaliyah could do it to your daughter because it happened to her,
If it was done
if
to
you
her,
believe that it happened to her.
Right.
it was arrested, right? She
I'm
just
not
said that.
saying that I didn't believe my daughter because my daughter did not come and say this to me. How I found out is CPS showed up. I'm like, what are you here for? Because your daughter has some allegations. She said this, and we got to investigate. They went in my daughter's bedroom. They closed the door. Me and my husband went in there. I don't know what they talked about. They left. I never heard from them again.
I
To
don't
your daughter.
care.
No, my question is, who
Everybody
did
stop.
it?
Who?
Don't
My
care. Hold on.
It happened when
I
she was
don't
younger.
care what she said on the other side of that door. CPS came and told you that she told them she made allegations. Your
Yes.
next statement on my panel today was you believe that she may have done it because she was also a victim. Yesterday, you told me that this man was still your husband up until a month after Aaliyah passed. And she thinks of him as a dad. That's what you said today. But you're also admitting that you understand she's a victim from this same man.
No, I'm not admitting she's a victim from
You
him.
just said it. You
He
said
didn't
she's a
talk to her.
victim.
I said CPS talked to her.
No,
and
you
the
said-
allegations were found out true.
Because you're right. You're right. And Miss Denise, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm
Well,
gonna tell
I'm
you
not
very
under
directly right now. You
I'm saying I accused
already.
my husband.
Let me tell you something, Miss Denise. I'm trying my best to just be level-headed with you because I understand how it feels to be yelled at or for a lot of people to be coming for one person. I need you to understand what you just said, okay? What you said was that she was M-worded, okay? For a fact, okay? Then you turned around and you said, well, CPS did an investigation and nothing came up, okay? So I didn't feel the need to take her to the doctor. But you then turned around and said you believe that she could victimize your daughter, your other daughter,
Okay.
because she herself is a victim.
Right.
So
okay.
you then took your younger daughter to the doctor to get checked out. But you never once gave that grace or that or any of that to your daughter Aaliyah, number one. And you've already admitted that it's been done to her. So my question to you is, you said it happened to her. Who did it?
Right, that's my question. Who did it?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay,
No, just
I know
straightforward,
y'all
Denise. Who did it? Who
you didn't
did it?
take Aaliyah. You didn't believe
Hold
her.
on, Rhonda.
Let me.
Directly.
Can I
Denise,
talk,
who
please?
did it?
Nobody touched my daughter. Let me talk. I'm not gonna tell my daughter's history, but you have to
She got
know.
herpes.
Bouncing around.
Would you
keep
shut
on
the hell
saying
up?
that somebody touched her, then somebody didn't touch her. Like you keep
I
going into
understand that y'all are
contradiction.
getting very heated. Let her answer the question. The direct question is, who did it? Because you said it happened. So who did it?
Nobody did it. I did not say that somebody touched her when she was younger. Yes, my best friend's son. My best friend was supposed to be watching her. His son, I think his son might have been 12, 13. His son, Aaliyah told me she used to get, because he had two sons. One was Jartan, one was Junior. Aaliyah used to get their names mixed up. I would think Junior before Jartan, but okay, I believe my daughter. She came home and she told me Jartan touched my pee-pee. Okay. I called CPS. CPS told me they couldn't do nothing because they weren't charging. He must have been 12, I don't know. But they said they weren't charging a minor. I called the police. The police said they weren't doing anything because there was no physical evidence. So that happened.
The wrong question. Susu, you
was
asked
like-
the wrong
he was like
question. The
two.
question should have been,
That's the only
Susu,
time somebody
who
ever
did Aaliyah
touched my
accuse
daughter.
of when CPS
Correct.
showed
That's the question that I'm asking, Key. Who
Okay,
did Aaliyah
yes.
accuse?
She accused my husband.
I was about to say, it'd be
I
women
gotta
like
put a
this
butt
all
in
the
there
time that protect
could
their
y'all
men.
please listen? Otherwise, I'm getting down. The but is you have to know Aaliyah's history. And I do not talk bad about my daughter all the time. But she was a very difficult, since she turned 13, that's when she did it. She was doing a lot of things. Like I'll tell you this one thing. She threw a water bottle in my pregnant stomach. She's got an assault charge on a police officer. She carved on my dining room table. Now, I won't go into nothing else. There's no more.
Relevant.
Nope.
I was dealing with a lot. She was not, she wanted to be.
Women like you that protect men all the time.
Please, and then I will shut up and whoever wants to speak in. I grew up in a foster home. She knew that. She knows that foster parents have to work. I didn't have to work because I'm disabled. I could always watch her. I always watched her. I caught her like tying a knot in the back of her shirt, making it all tight when she went to school. I caught her doing that. I would catch her doing a lot.
Foster mom or her biological mom?
I'm her mother. I caught her doing a lot of things. I'm
Okay,
just saying,
wait a minute. Well, hold on.
Hold on, you said you were a foster mom.
We're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. Let's not do that.
Y'all give me 1 second, because I'm trying to understand, okay? You said
Okay,
you were
let
a
me say
foster
something to
mom.
you,
A
Susu.
foster mom to
no. I never said I was a foster mom. Maybe somebody misunderstood. I never
foster care.
I said I was in foster care
Oh, you were in foster care.
as a child.
Okay.
My daughter knew that.
Okay.
She knew that. I'm disabled.
Uh-huh.
Because she went over the border. The FBI, they got her back, but
Susu.
the FBI,
I'm sorry.
I tried to do something,
Directly to you.
and the FBI told me to leave it alone because the guy's father was in the Air Force.
Oh, give me 1 second, Denise. What you say, Rivian?
Okay, so I know some of y'all don't know, but a lot of people do. I work with human trafficking and things of that nature, and I dealt with mothers like this before. The truth of the matter is that it's just kind of what Kiana said. She's not ready to accept her part and responsibility of what she did, because a lot of stuff that she even said, there's so many holes that's in it, even when it comes down to CPS. Your child, the way that she was acting out are classic signs of a child who's been abused. And then and she's easily going.
She was essayed as a child. Yeah, she was an abused child.
Hold on. The reason why she's easily able to be led and to go with these men is because no one ever believed her when she said it the first time. And then when she's telling you that it was your husband, you keep coming back with all of the things that she did. But of course she did it. She was abused as a child. That does not make her a bad child. What it means is she was
No, it does
victimized
not.
as a child. Okay, but you have to accept accountability for your part of what you did. You can blame the world if you want to. It's not going to change what you did, and it's not going to bring her back. I'm so sorry to say this to you, but it's the truth.
You are right, and I would like to say, I do. And would you just be quiet? And nobody wants to
Take your volume down every time.
My volume going down. I'm about to get
Turn
off.
it down. You
Can I
guys
go
are
now?
missing the biggest part of this. This woman is in retaliation of Aaliyah trying to get help for being essayed or allegedly essayed by her husband. This woman took her baby down to the CPS and said, tell them Aaliyah did it to you.
That's what I was about to say. You know what? I hate bitches like this. Women like this, they protect their men and they put their men before their kids. And she know her husband probably did that, but she just so desperate wanting some dick and stuff, she don't want to leave him. I hate bitches like that. And I'm going to drop. Hey, Key.
Hey, baby,
Love
I
ya.
love you. I miss you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Go ahead,
Instead of
go
getting
ahead,
her some
Key.
help,
I
instead
have
of
so
getting her
many
some help,
thoughts
you
about
accused
this.
her of being the very thing that had happened to her.
I think what was the biggest red flag right now was just the way that she was so proactive for her younger daughter, and wanting Aaliyah to be the one who victimized her younger daughter, or have victimized her
Oh, she
younger
wasn't
daughter.
proactive for the younger
Can I
daughter.
say
She
something? Because y'all
wasn't
know I'm here for
proactive
a
for the
good
younger
time.
daughter. She wasn't
I'm here.
proactive for the younger daughter. She was using the younger daughter as a means to get back at Aaliyah, so Aaliyah would drop the charges and it would stop the case. She wasn't thinking about that daughter.
Okay, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So peep game, right? Whenever you have a situation where you have two children in your household and something has happened, it is your job as a mother to investigate. It's not up to the system to investigate. It is your job and your responsibility, and for you to hold yourself accountable for your children. So with this lady saying, "Oh well, this is the reason and that is the reason and there is no fucking reason besides the fact that you have to hold yourself accountable and find out what the fuck happened to your children. And until you do that, you are the problem. Period. And I'm speaking from experience. It is your job to find out what the fuck is going on in your house and to protect your children, even